Hello, 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 and welcome to 20 Years with the Narcissist. I'm your host, Shakira, and I would like to start with words of affirmations. You are whole, you are complete, you are enough, you are strong, you are brave, you are resilient, you are guided, you are protected, and you are safe. And this here is a safe space. On this week's episode, it is titled Future Faking. What is future faking, you ask? Let's use dating as an example. When you first start dating someone and they say they're going to call you later, or I'll call you the next day, or at a certain day and time, especially when you really like them and you're looking forward to, and you expect them to do what they're going to do, right? You're looking forward to that call, like, yeah, I can't wait. But what happens when they don't? Initially, you get this letdown feeling like, dang, so they really not gonna call for real? Then as time goes by and you're sitting there patiently waiting, giving them the benefit of doubt, and they eventually reach out and give what may be a valid reason, as to why they didn't do what they said they were going to do. Such as, I fell asleep, which is a very common excuse. I got stuck at work, or I was with my kids, so on and so forth. How many times do you allow this before you realize you're being played with? The average person understands that no one is perfect, right? We get that. And things do happen, often out of our control. Therefore, we have the tendency to give them a second chance, at the very least, right? Some of us go by that baseball rule of giving them three strikes and then they out of here. Unfortunately, many of us are way too forgiving. And depending on how charming or handsome and beautiful and manipulative the person is, you end up forgiving them over and over again, or way too many times than they deserve. People give attention to what they want to give attention to. Hold up. Let me say that again. People give attention to what they want to give attention to. So no matter what life is throwing at them, they're going to make it happen. No matter what. So, like the previous example of I didn't call because I was with my kids, you could have easily went into the bathroom to get away from the kids for a second. Ain't nobody say abandon or neglect the children, right? Go slide off somewhere real quick. Give me a call, even if it's just a reschedule. Even if it's just to be like, hey, I can't talk freely and comfortably because the kids is around. But where there's a will, there is a way. If you really wanted to talk to me and you consider yourself a person who stands firmly on their words, aka word is bond, then you're going to make that call. With that being said, anyone could be capable of this, right? The average Joe Schmo can tell you they're going to call or do something and fall short. But future faking is on a whole other level. It is sinister and of course a form of manipulation. Making future promises that you want to hear to keep you on the hook. These type of promises may include getting married, having children, starting a business someday. And don't let them convince you that they'll take care of all your financial needs and have you quit your job. Then you ain't got to work. You can stay home. I got you. Or say you're a teenager like I was when I got with my narc and you never get a job at all. To get a job age is 14, 15. I was 14 when I met mine. So then you'll be solely dependent upon them to take care of all of your needs. Can you imagine that? I could not. They'll even go as far as moving you away from your loved ones. Another state, another country. Why? So they can exert control and or dominance over your entire life. I watch these videos often, y'all. And I hear the couples, usually the woman saying how I changed my whole life for you. I uprooted my whole life for you. and their partner. And once you get them, once they get you where they want you at, the mask comes down. Here comes the devaluing and the degrading, and they literally feel like they own you. This can happen with family as well, the future faking. For example, I allowed one of my family members to get a vehicle in their name. Now, no, they were young. We talking about between 18 and 20. But they promised to make sure that they didn't tarnish my name in a way. Because you know how when somebody asks something like that, or you feel wary about it, you're like, I don't know, but it's like, she bade me. By the end, ended up selling the vehicle to somebody else in my name. And the person who she sold it to racked up parking fees in my name. And what did they say? Oh, it ain't my fault. It ain't my problem. I ain't rack up the things in your name. Other examples include family businesses where they work you like a slave with the promise of one day you'll take over the business. You gonna be the man. You know what I mean? Or that parent who saved up for your college tuition. And when you decide not to go because the promise of paying for your college tuition came with the stipulation that you got to stay local because they don't want you to go far away from them. AKA control. AKA I run your life. Oh, you want to go to college? It's my money. If you don't do what I say, you can't get it. Wow. But you said you was going to do it, future faker. Now, you aren't because, you don't, I'm not doing what you want me to do. Now, sometimes the future faking is used as a distraction. If the future faker observed that you are pulling away or planning to get on up out of that relationship, they'll use future faking as a way to keep you there. Or maybe your goals simply do not align. So you start talking in a maybe we not meant to be together direction. Then all of a sudden they start talking about or relating themselves to the things that really matter to you. Like, all right, wait, she said she like what? All right, let me tell her I love that. Let me talk about it. And what's that going to do? Raise doubt in your mind and make you reconsider leaving a relationship. The goal of the future faking is so that they can get what they want now by making promises about the future. In the words of Dr. Romney, it's like a psychological Ponzi scheme where you buy in now and never get paid down the road. They ask you to make a sacrifice or a compromise, such as giving them money or supporting their dreams. If you hold down the fort, pay all the bills and everything so I can go to school and get my degree, because when I graduate, I'm going to take care of us and you're going to be straight. One day you're going to get a return on that investment that you made. The future faker gets what they, knowing what their need, getting their needs and wants met without doing anything to give you what you need and what you want. And they do this by mirroring, which is a collection of data or information all about you. One of the couples I dated, as I got to know them and learn about how they met and fell in love, I realized he was mirroring everything she was doing. And he did this so he could make her fall head over heels. And she went in with the intention to use him, and he flipped the script on her. The reason future faking works is because we hold on to the hope that everything will work out. Not only the way we wanted to, but the way the future faker said that it would. But you said you was going, but it's supposed to be. So you've made the investment into the future faker's ideals. The thought of walking away becomes obsolete. Like, I can't go nowhere. I invested in this. Especially depending on how much time you done already put in and invested, if you will. When future faking is a part of your family dynamic, it becomes a norm. And unfortunately, that makes it that much easier for other future fakers to come up in your life and wreak havoc. That parent that promised you'd get your hair done this weekend, but it doesn't happen. So now, not only do you go back to school with the same friends that you told you was going to have a new do on Monday, they looking at you like, girl, what happened? Because not only did you not get the new do, but you then took out the last style to prepare for the new style. So your hair over here looking a whole hot mess. And that letdown feeling is horrible. Okay? But this experience, because it happened to me, played a role in me becoming a self-taught braider. Yes, I did these braids myself, guys. Yes, I did, because I wasn't having that. Okay. Fast forward, and that same parent moves in with you and ruins your couch because they slept on it for over a year and promised that they will replace it. And I was supposed to get a month of mortgage because he ain't give me no money. But 2 years go by and you still ain't got that new couch. So I'm not getting it right. You can also find future figures in your work life or career life where the mentor, your coach, your boss promises things that'll propel your career in some way, shape, or form. So you work hard, you do everything that they ask you to do with the hope that you'll be successful. It's totally worth it, right? Just, end up being in the same place you started, though. Like, well, I guess it's going to come in any day now. You done put all this time, blood, sweat, tears, and you did it for nothing, or for way less than what was promised anyway. So essentially, future faking is a bunch of lies, y'all. And because the thing is being promised in the future, it can't really be considered a lie at that time, because I said I was going to do it later on, right? But that's why they get away with it for so long, because I keep saying it's going to happen. So you sit and you hold out, hoping that they hold up their end of the bargain. What makes it fake is the fact that they truly have no intention on doing so at all. How beneficial is it for a narcissist to use future fake and to not have to put in any effort to give you what you want or need while getting their supply, just sucking you dry? Because they promising you to do so somewhere down the line. But I got you though. It allows them to be grandiose by offering the best things you can think of, sounding like they, or at least will be, hot stuff. Oh, you that boy, you that girl, saying things like, we gonna have a mansion in the hills. I'm gonna get you that Jag you want. We gonna be the it couple, boss couple. Everybody wants to be like that. They have to find a way to attract you outside of their charm, good looks, right? And then lure you into their web of deception. A web is sticky, so when you get stuck, when you get in there, you get stuck. And the second that you start to unstick yourself and be like, hold up, this ain't it, they do or say something to strengthen that bond and pull you right back in. The future faking is psychologically damaging. So when they start to belittle and degrade and disrespect or even ignore you, all their negative behaviors get overlooked because you're still holding on to a dream that ain't never going to become a reality. Dr. Ramani describes them as magicians or illusionists. Because what do magicians do? Say, oh, look over here. Look, look, look. Distracting you over here with promises of the future while they over here doing whatever they want with zero intention on ever living up to what they promised over here. So poof, I made you think something is there, but it really wasn't, as it disappears in front of your eyes. And you like, hold up, wait, what? Yeah, you just got. In my experience, not all narcs are future fakers, right? My first narc, like, he never promised me nothing. There were never any promises, okay? That probably was a red flag by itself. But we did get married. We had the kids. We had several houses. So I guess it went without saying. I don't know. But the thing of, doesn't future fake, so he can't be, don't think that they not future faking, they can't be a narcissist, because that's a trait. It's not a determining factor, okay? But to prevent future faking, do not depend or rely on anybody else to make your dreams come true, or tie yourself to them in a way that makes you dependent upon them for your needs and wants to be met. Make them live up to or honor short-term goals and promises. And if they aren't capable of doing so time and time again, then there's no way a long-term goal is going to be achieved. An example, when they don't return your calls and texts or pick up dinner on the way home like they said they would, or come home at night like they supposed to, and then they give you the perfect excuse as to why they didn't make it, those are clear signs that they are not living up to their own words. And if you sit around and believe this, it'll lead to regret and resentment. And simply put, A complete waste of your time. Yeah, you wasting your time. Mm-hmm. Once you wake up and come back down to reality and realize you are never going to get what you want from this person, try not to beat yourself up. You were in a vulnerable place. Some of us. And the narc, the manipulator, the future faker, they saw this vulnerability and fed on it. They saw it as a weakness and a way in, and you were preyed upon. But take every experience as a lesson learned to avoid going through it all over and over again. Of course, it would be great to share your goals and your aspirations with somebody, but sometimes this thing called life is a solo journey. And Mr. or Mrs. Right will be waiting for you once you accomplish your dreams and goals, all on your own, like the boss that you are. I'm taking my own advice. I'm single and celibate until I accomplish my goals. And that's period. That's on baby and them. I don't need no more distractions. And once I make it to the top, whoever he is has to meet me where I am or above. And that's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, and physically, in that order. I ain't playing with him. Because I refuse to settle for less. And I urge you all to do the same. With that being said, this is going to be a short and sweet episode. I just had to make an episode about future faking. I am witnessing relationships where the narc in the relationship, whether it be a man or a woman, are they're promising things, or even if they aren't promising it, but when you went into the relationship, you said, okay, I want a baby. Right? You made it very clear. You either have no kids or you just got your one kid. That kid is, depending on your age, they grown, out the house. And you just, what my mom calls an empty nester. You created a nest of kids, but they all grew up and moved out. So now you're just all alone as I sit and wait to get pregnant. He just ain't gonna do it. He not gonna get you knocked up because he don't want you to have his baby. Or maybe he's shooting blanks and he can't. But he gonna keep you on a hook and make you think that one day we gonna have that baby. And it just, next thing you know, you 45 and you like, I think it might be too late. I think I missed the baby making age and stage and phase in my life. I think it's over. But you sat there with him for 5-10 years thinking, hoping, praying, wishing on a star that it was going to happen. If a year, 2 years, 3 years go by and this person is not even walking in the direction of giving you what you want or what they promised, it is in your absolute best interest to end that relationship. Even if it's at work, even if it's a friendship, whatever it may be. You might be one of them above and beyond friends. You know what I mean? Like I am, and you just always supporting, always showing up for that friend. Always got their back. They call you in the middle of the night so they can vent. They call you when they got a flat tire. Can you come help a sister out? They call you when they need a babysitter for their kids. If you're available, you getting the kids. Can you go pick them up for me? Can you get them from the bus stop? Can you do this for me? Whatever it is, you're like, if I'm able to, I'm there, baby. And they, thank you. And there is some appreciation there for all that you're doing, but it's no reciprocation. When you like, oh, I'm having a housewarming, you gonna come through? They don't show up. When you graduate from cosmetology school like I did, and they don't show up. When you need something from them, it's their turn to give back just a little. And it's like, oh, I can't. Oh, I wish I could, but yeah, that's not reciprocation. That's not equality. That's not on the same playing field. That's not fair. That's not okay. Some of them might future fake and say, oh, girl, I got you. Oh, girl, come on, I'm good for it. But they never do be. They never live up to being good for it at all. You just sitting there waiting like, well, she, eventually he or she gonna have my back. Eventually, and just holding on to it, wishing, a hope, and a prayer. You let it go, let it go. Oh, I'm in my singing bag. All right, my bad. But I'm just saying, you gotta let that thing go. So friendships, whether it's a work career, you working underneath of somebody and they telling you they gonna open doors for you, they going, do this and that for you, and you working, and you realizing it's not happening. Get out. Yeah, go and get. You don't gotta tell them. You don't have to tell them. Let me be clear about that, because I think some people want to avoid conflict so bad that they stay in stuff because they don't want to, be put in that uncomfortable space of having to say, hey, this isn't working for me. I can't be your friend no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just not working out. You don't support me the way I support you. You don't even love me the way I love you. Cause when I love hard. I love hard. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you don't love it as hard, but you should be loving hard enough. And it's just like, your love is weak. It's weak sauce coming over here. And that's not, can't get jiggy with that. You know what I mean? Know your worth. Know your worth all the way around the board. Your friendship, your mate, your career, your work, the boss, the mentor, the coach, whoever trying to school you and put you on game and promise you all these things, and it's not coming to fruition. Make your own lane. Create your own lane. Patiently wait for somebody who is on your level, who can give you what they promising. And they start showing you immediately. Backing all their words up. That's the person you wait for. When we talking about a mate. That family member who keep promising you all kind of stuff and running you in the ground too. Nah. I don't care if you my mom, sister, brother, cousin, dad, grandpa. No. You're not going to run me in the ground and feed me lies, promising me things that you can't provide or you're never going to, and think I'm just going to keep jumping when you say jump. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay? So, with that being said, I would like to end this episode here. I would like to thank you all so very much for watching. Until next time, remember, you are guided, you are protected, and you are safe.